Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. The last debate we had in this place on this Rwanda plan was such a bizarre moment, watching members on the benches opposite lobby one another from the one side of the party to the other with threats to vote against the bill, all quietly dispensed with when the moment finally came. Today we seemed to have a bit of consensus on the opposite benches, consensus to withhold the transparency from the taxpayers on how much their plan is going to cost. I'm surprised that this is a part of this debate that we don't agree on, because surely we can all agree that taxpayers' money, the public have an interest in knowing how that's being spent. I haven't yet heard any explanations from the opposite side on why withholding this information is so difficult. Perhaps it's because the economic note attached to the bill has the intriguing section under cost and benefit summary where it states there are no monetised costs or benefits. And further, the assessment isn't even convinced that the plan will work. It says, dependent on the deterrent effect achieved, there could be fewer individuals undertaking the hazardous and unnecessary journey. As I said in the last time we debated this, I think we are all united in wanting to bring an end to these dangerous crossings, but it's clear the government doesn't even have confidence themselves that this plan will work, which is why nobody was particularly surprised by the recent news reports that the Prime Minister himself wasn't convinced by it either. And instead of facing up to the government's failures on immigration, we're presented with this distraction, and a hugely costly one at that. And of course, the chairs of the Home Affairs Select Committee and the Public Accounts Committee have had to drag out of witnesses the fact that even more money is being spent on this in years to come. In December, the Permanent Secretary at the Home Office told the Public Accounts Committee that he couldn't confirm any future funding had been agreed for Rwanda, and I think I heard the Minister in his opening remarks say that the government of Rwanda asked for no money and no money was offered, which means either future years was already agreed in advance or we're not sending any further money to Rwanda. In either case, the easiest thing would be for the government to simply confirm one way or another what funding is being sent. And of course, these are only the costs that we know about. Aside from the financial cost, there is also a broader cost to this absurd plan. A moral cost. The Home Office's own statistics show that at least 6 out of 10 of those who made the dangerous Channel crossing to the UK last year would be recognised as refugees and would therefore be given asylum in this country. So it's not even a plan that's going to tackle that particular problem. And it doesn't deal with the criminal gangs themselves who are exploiting these vulnerable people in the first place. So, Mr Deputy Speaker, there's also a cost to Britain's standing in the world, a diminishing of our sense that we follow the rule of law, that we simply pass laws now saying that one thing is true even if it's not. There will be a flurry of amendments, I've no doubt, being drafted as we speak for next week's debates. The agreement we've seen on the opposite benches today, I'm sure, will disappear by Tuesday as we see this bill back before us, and it may not even pass. But as unpalatable as I find this legislation, to those on the government benches who do support it, I can't understand why there is no transparency in the cost of it. If this is a policy that you believe in, if it's a rock-solid proposal, if it presents good value for money, if the costs are already written down somewhere, as we know that they are, why not just tell us what they are? The very least this government should do today, with no effort whatsoever, is to release the financial cost to the public so that we know how much of our taxpayer money is being spent.